Brian wakes up at 7 every day in the morning. He drags his feet into the bathroom, puts on his suit, then rushes off to work. Then for 8 hours, he's stuck in his office, looking at his books, looking at the screen, doing his math. Then after that, he rushes off to yet another business meeting with a partner. For 2 hours, he's stuck in that chair. Then he goes to grab a quick bite at McDonald's for 20 minutes, and then rushes off to the bar to discuss business again. Sounds like a pretty typical adult life. But what if I told you that Brian was no adult? What if I told you that Brian was a 10-year-old kid, and that work was school, that business meetings were tutorial centers, and that after nightclubs, that days at the bar, were actually training sessions for his interview for secondary school? Sounds pretty incredulous. But this was the reality, and is the reality, for a lot of kids in Hong Kong. Many parents think they know what is best for their kids, getting into Cambridge, becoming a lawyer, earning tons of money, but sometimes they seem to forget that their kids need time to play. What's happening in Hong Kong right now is more than 50% of students have depression, and suicide rates are through the roof. But this is a problem that is not solved by education, as most other problems are. Instead, it's the direct opposite of that. We need to give time for our kids to play, to have leisure time. Now, why is that? The most typical, of course, is mental health. What happens when you have depression or when you have some sort of disorder? Your parents send you to a therapist. But more oftentimes than not, we seem to forget the most simplest solution there is. Give them time to play. That's why in Hong Kong, just a few years ago, a campaign was run to try and give at least 2 hours for kids to play with Legos, to play around with bricks, instead of just staring at their math textbook day in, day out. But other than that, other than caring for our kids' mental health, it also does have a practical purpose and a practical benefit. In today's post-industrial world, creativity is more important than ever. Imagine being stuck in a classroom for the entire day. Could it really foster creativity? Sure, certain kids might thrive in that environment, but more oftentimes than not, especially in Hong Kong, these kids lose the passion for learning. They lose any passion in any extracurricular activities because their parents tell them it's only for college, nothing else. That's why it's so important for us in today's world to foster creativity, to make sure that our kids can learn through leisure and not just through education. We always say that kids are the keys to the future, but we forget that kids are not keys. They're not objects that work 24/7. What we do need is our leisure time. Thank you.